the dumbest now self-snitches in rap history.
Self-snitching in your own music has been a popular trope in rap that a lot of people have talked about for years. Like in MF Doom's famous song Rap Snitch Knishes, where him and Mr. Fantastic sing, rap snitches telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. For years, people have joked about how some rappers straight up tell on themselves saying exactly what they did wrong in their music, like in this Key and Peele sketch.
The name of the album is I Killed Darnell Simmons.
It's a concept album.
A concept?
Or in this sketch
Key and Peele the goats, bruh.
Long
I don't watch that. That's a movie. Him, fucking Jordan Peele directed that shit.
It's just me.
You don't. I've been seeing the reviews of that shit. Apparently, you missed. Even though Jordan Peele don't miss, apparently you missed, bruh.
Help.
But me, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna watch that shit and I'm gonna see if you missed or not.
My friends, Donnie and Tim, they got the guns, no gun license and registered ones. Paul and Kate wasn't involved, but they sell drugs. Yeah, they move weight like a U-Haul. Jim and Cornelius, they don't pay their taxes.
Oh, that shit don't bother, boy.
Wait, like a U-Haul. Jim and Cornelius, they don't pay their taxes. IRS, come get their black asses.
So clearly this is a big meme in pop culture, but does it actually happen? Has there ever been a time where a rapper has snitched on themselves in a song and then the court has actually used it to convict them? Well, it doesn't quite happen as often as you may think.
No KTK don't even sell a snitch, but everyone knew that shit.
But there are some great examples of it. So today we're going to be looking into rappers who snitched on themselves in songs, starting off with TK. Back in 2016, TK was first arrested in
Did they know before the song? Or did they know because of the song? Because he was done already, bro.
Texas
So
for
I
his
don't
connection to a murder, which occurred during a home invasion and robbery. Days before pretrial hearings were set to begin, TK cut off his ankle monitor and fled the area. While on the run, he allegedly shot and killed another person in a Chick-fil-A parking lot.
Oh, I forgot about that. He killed another motherfucker on the run, boy. You know how crazy that is.
Following an argument which escalated. After this, TK continued his crime spree, beating up and
65-year-old.
robbing a 65-year-old man at gunpoint. That's when he apparently fled to New Jersey, where at this point he recorded and released his hit single, The Race, on SoundCloud under the name TK. On this song, he pretty much openly admitted to everything that he did. He said things like, "Fuck a beat, I was trying to beat a case. But I ain't beat that case, bitch, I did the race. I woke up too moody, who gon' die today? Shoot a boy in his motherfucking face. We was plotting, y'all was trying to get the pack in. Get the pack in, you get robbed for a fraction." Because the song is actually,
I ain't gonna lie, till this day, bro, this shit still slaps, boy. This shit crazy, boy. I won't lie to you.
good and he was really on the run when he released it, people ate it up and it went super viral. Following the song's virality, he filmed and debuted a music video which even featured scenes of him in front of his wanted poster. The video in the song went so viral that it reached the 44th spot on the Billboard Hot 100 and went platinum. Although while TK had been able to avoid being caught so far, his luck ran out. Ironically, the same day he released the music video is when police officers found and arrested him in Elizabeth, New Jersey. After all of his stunts, the courts weren't risking it anymore, so despite him still being a minor, he was sent straight to Tarrant County Jail.
This is such a crazy image, boy.
In Fort Worth. Around
Who the fuck took that fucking picture,
2
except?
years after this arrest, he was found guilty of murder and aggravated robbery for the 2016 shooting.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Tamar Trevon McIntyre, guilty of the lesser included offense of murder.
For this crime, he was sentenced to 55 years in prison and fined $21,000. However, this was not the end for TK. On top of his first sentencing, in April of 2025, TK was convicted again of murder, this time for the 2017 accusation. At first, he was facing capital murder charges, which would have meant life without parole, but due to lacking strength in evidence, he got a slightly lesser charge, which resulted in an 80-year sentence that will run concurrently with his 55-year one. Amongst other key evidence, his song, the music video, and its lyrics were all used as evidence against him. During testimony, the prosecution introduced a disc with a download of the music video for The Race from YouTube. They played the video all the way through for the jury before then admitting a printout of the lyrics as evidence and distributing the lyrics to the jury and playing the video again. In addition to the video, prosecutors also introduced screenshots of the video where TK can be seen holding up his wanted poster. And it was unclear whether or not the poster was legit, but regardless, it wasn't a good look.
It might be that the song is used to show that, look, right? He knew he'd been charged. He was on house arrest. He cut off his ankle monitor, fled the jurisdiction, right? And look, this song indicates he thought he was guilty. The song is about being on the run after being charged with multiple crimes. And if you look at the lyrics, a literal, simplistic translation might suggest, right, that he tried to be.
That was 55 years, 85 years, also 55 years. Bruh, just give me life, fix it. Just, why you adding all these years on top of me, bruh? Like,
Case, but he didn't, so he fled the jurisdiction.
Fuck a beat, I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case, bitch, I did the race.
So while there of course was a bunch of other evidence used in this case, the race definitely made the situation a lot worse for TK. TK though was pretty much cooked from the start, but there was a solid chance that Nuke Bizzle would have gotten away with his crimes had he not released a song about it. In the chaotic summer of 2020 during the early days of COVID, rapper Nuke Bizzle
who this, bruh? I never ordered this.
will release the music video for his song EDD. In the song and the video, Bizzle alongside his co-star Fat Wizza rap and brag about how they got
what are these names exist?
rich off of EDD. EDD is basically a California unemployment program that was meant to help out those who lost their jobs or couldn't make money as a result of the pandemic. Throughout the track, Bizzle and Wizza pretty
We got that shit
much provide a step-by-step tutorial of how to defraud the agency. He basically snitched on himself harder than I think I've seen anyone do. He said, EDD scams is something you heard about. I'd be so happy it's certified. Get on the laptop, I'm working now. Did 25 claims in 4 hours. However, while the music video included a disclaimer in the caption reading, this video was created with props and was made for entertainment purposes, it turned out to be a little bit more true than just entertainment. A couple of months passed and the EDD music video started picking up some steam. Unluckily for Bizzle, it was also around this time that he was involved in a traffic stop in Las Vegas, where officers found 8 fraudulent EDD debit cards.
Bruh, if you're doing that, why are you keeping it all on you, X? Keep it in a fucking place in your posy or some shit, bruh. Why are you keeping that shit in your car? It's
on him. Bizzle was immediately arrested, and a few weeks later during the fraud investigation, his EDD music video came to light, and Bizzle was formally charged with fraud.
Fontrell Baines, who went by the stage name Nuke Bizzle, was highlighted in our KCRA 3 documentary Easy Money, Fraud, Fortune, and Failure.
Now, this wasn't his first run-in with the law. During the fraud investigation, officers found a semi-automatic pistol at Bizzle's house, which he wasn't allowed to have due to prior felonies. These cases date back to 2011 when he got busted for possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell, as well as another felon in possession of a firearm in 2014. Oh, and earlier in 2020, he got popped for trafficking narcotics at the airport, where he attempted to check a bag containing various controlled substances, including oxycodone, promethazine, codeine,
this motherfucker's been moving so like, bruh.
alprazolam, I don't know what the f that is, and more than 7 pounds of marijuana.
You'll be smarter than this, G.
So aside from him confessing pretty much on the song EDD, he also had a long history that didn't help his case. The song EDD was included in the court documents, and they chose lyrics like, "You gotta sell cocaine, I can just file a claim. Go to the bank, get a stack at least." And this lyric was said while he was holding EDD mail from the government. And they even included what seemed to be an ad for their services when they said, "If you got the name and the number, I got the addy, we can put something together." Which is actually exactly how Bizzle ran his operation, which almost netted him a potential $1.2 million, 700,000 of which he already ended up accessing before his arrest. During his fraud spree, he falsely applied for over 90 EDD cards. The total comes out to about $13,000 in cash per card,
What the fuck?
available to be withdrawn from a bank, ATM, or even spent online. All Bizzle had to do was provide names he acquired through identity theft paired with addresses in Beverly Hills and Koreatown which he had access to. And after one click confirming unemployment, the cards were on their way. In the end, since Bizzle was screwed from pretty much every angle, he pled guilty. As a result, he was sentenced to 77 months in federal prison and ordered to pay $700,000 in restitution to the California Employment Development Department. So while Bizzle did make a lot of money from the EDD cards, he also got about 6.5 years in jail, with no help from his
And dead boy.
song. Nuke Bizzle's situation was pretty funny when you think about it, but Tekashi 6ix9's was very serious
Sure, what a time this was, bro.
and pretty much ruined his entire career. 6ix9ine first popped up on the watch list after being sentenced to 4 years of probation back in 2018 for making explicit videos with an underage girl, along with a few other.
I don't know about this shit. What the fuck?
minor charges. Then in 2019, 6ix9ine was on trial for his relationship and involvement with the 9 Trey gang. Instead of pleading innocent and fighting the case, he famously folded pretty quickly and even decided to work with the prosecutors. Unlike some of the other cases in this video, 6ix9ine literally helped them explain his songs and music videos and in which ways they were related to.
That's all crazy. He's like, no, that shit actually
to his crimes. He might be the only example in this video where he not only snitched on himself in songs, but he snitched on
but he helped the fucking people understand it better, bruh.
Himself and his whole gang by explaining the songs. In the widely covered court case, the prosecutors played 3 of his very popular tracks, including Gummo, Kuda, and Billy. The first
and they trying to put Ghana on the same level as this motherfucker. Crazy, bruh.
Lyrics are from Gummo and were used to link 6ix9ine and 9 Trey to their dispute with Trippie Redd's camp and friend KB.
So you filmed the music video in front of 370 Max?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of that song?
Gummo.
In this case, the prosecution used these lyrics to show that 9 Trey Bloods had a history of committing violent acts and refer in part to an ongoing dispute. During the court case, 6ix9ine testified that he was behind a scuffle involving Trippie Redd and 9 Trey members, saying, "I told Shotty I wanted something done about Trippie. Say less, we'll get on top of it." The specific lyrics that were used in court were, "Yo KB, you a loser, up that Uzi." And at one point, 6ix9ine even got pressed by Trippie about the lyrics on an Instagram live.
Remember when you were in LA,
I remember these who are going like, wasn't it like multiple lives these motherfuckers were arguing, like this beef was so fucking funny, their own lives.
Yo, KB told you to take your flag off, the nigga that you talk about in the song. No, KB, you's a loser. That nigga don't run shit. He's not from my set.
Next was the song Kuda, which was aimed at another New York rapper named Casanova, who 6ix9ine had beef with, and eventually it led to a shooting. The lyrics read, "People running out their mouth, but they never pop out. I got the drop on your spot, everybody watch out. All my guys on 50, so you know we hopped out. Mobbed out, ops out, we gonna show what we about." The court said that the rival rapper would talk about committing violence, but would not actually commit such acts, whereas 6ix9ine and members of 9 Trey actually would commit acts of violence. The peak of this whole ordeal ended with the shooting outside of the Barclays Center back in 2018. Although while 6ix9ine and Casanova's beef heated up to the point of actual shots fired, they somehow ended up squashing their beef. However, the last lyrics that were used in the case come from the intro to the song Billy, which was apparently aimed at rivals who said 6ix9ine wasn't a real gang member. Billy refers to the 9 Trey Bloods, led by 6ix9ine's unofficial manager at the time, Kifano Shotty Jordan. The opening monologue was spoken by Shotty and read, "That's my word, get up in they face, talk your shit. Let your nuts drag. These guys just running out they fucking mouth, man. Follow protocol. Get in they fucking chest. We the fucking MOB." According to court documents, this rant was aimed at rivals who insinuated that 6ix9ine was not a real gang member. Eventually, these lyrics and other evidence resulted in Shotty being sentenced to 15 years in prison thanks to 6ix9ine's testimony. The court also even...
That motherfucker was sentenced to 16 years of an intro, bruh. What the fuck? That's some crazy ass shit, bruh. I never heard it. I don't know that shit, bruh.
Insinuated that
of an intro, bruh.
That 6ix9ine was not a real gang member. Eventually, these lyrics and other evidence resulted in Shotty being sentenced to 15 years in prison thanks to 6ix9ine's testimony. The court also even referenced his music videos, asking about whether or not the guns were real and asking about gang members within the video. During his testimony, he even...
Hey boy, 16 years. That's not like... That shit, he gonna be out when 6ix9ine is still alive. 6ix9ine need to watch himself all live, bruh.
Pointed out for prosecutors the gang members who appeared in the videos for his songs Gummo and Kuda. However, 6ix9ine allegedly only met Shotty and the gang members the day of the video shoot. And all while the court case was going down, 6ix9ine was sitting in jail after pleading guilty in 2019 to 9 charges, including racketeering. In the end, 6ix9ine and the prosecutors successfully used the songs and videos to testify against 6ix9ine's fellow gang members. And because of this cooperation, he was only sentenced to 2 years. Even the judge said 6ix9ine's cooperation was impressive. It was game-changing, it was complete, and it was brave. And what's even crazier is that Young Thug is now being compared to 6ix9ine after he took a plea deal too. On May 9th of 2022, Young Thug was arrested on RICO charges. And this news of his arrest took the rap community by storm. I mean, especially because of how serious the charges were. Alongside Thug, 27 other alleged gang members were also...
What's going on with Thug's case, bro? I ain't heard nothing about that shit.
arrested as part of a lengthy 56-count indictment. In this indictment, they actually tried to use a bunch of fairly specific lyrics to point to Thug being the leader of YSL. The main reason Thug was a part of all this is because the district attorney believed that he was the leader of YSL, which she called Young Slime Life. While publicly YSL means Young Stoner Life, which is even the name of Thug's label, she decidedly dubbed him King Slime. More specifically, Thug was accused of participating in violent street activities and conspiring to violate the RICO Act. He was tied to accusations of murder, assault, robbery, theft, gun possession, illegal drug possession, and more.
But I remember the fucking lawyers made a crazy speech about him being King Slime. I say, I won't lie, bruh. That would have been fire as like an intro to a song or some shit, bruh. I don't know if you won't do that though.
Or around the Atlanta
I
area.
don't know if he can do that.
Since 2012. The indictment, like I said, was super long and had plenty of other evidence, but one thing they tried to use as evidence was his music. They used songs like You, Slime Shit, Bad Boy, Just How It Is, Slatty, and ironically, Take It to Trial. I actually read through the 88 pages, so in most of the mentions of Thug in the indictment and after, they cite a few lyrics from his songs claiming that it's an overt
I thought that was DJ Ghost Boy.
act in the furtherance of this conspiracy. On the song You, he associated himself a lot with YSL. On Slatty, he talks a lot about murder in YSL. And on Slime Shit, he says, F the judge, YSL, this, that, mob life. On Just How It Is, he says, ask the cops, ask the detectives, they know all the business. Ask the cops and the detectives, all the jurisdictions. Gave the lawyer...
It's kind of crazy looking back after that leaked shit. With the detectives and shit.
Close to $2 million, he handles all the killings. We don't speak about shit on wax, it's all mob business. Finally, on Take It to Trial, he says, take this shit to motherfucking trial. For slimes you know I kill, trial I done beat it twice. And take it to trial, get an appeal, take it to trial, yeah you gon' whack him. The feds were trying to use these lyrics to associate him to the gang-related crimes they accused him of, and when you look at these lyrics under that context, it doesn't really look too good. Less than 48 hours after Thug was taken into custody, Gunna also turned himself in for similar RICO charges. At this point, Gunna's lawyer addressed the court's
We look like different person now, boy. I won't lie.
far-reaching interpretation of YSL artist music, saying Mr. Sergio Kitchens, known as Gunna, is innocent. The indictment falsely portrays his music as part of a criminal conspiracy. Months later, on November 9th, 2023, a major decision was made in the trial when the judge decided that song lyrics will be allowed to be used in court. Despite hours of arguing from
That's so crazy, bro. That's such fucking dumb rules there.
Thug's defense, the judge shockingly ruled that lyrics were not protected by the First Amendment.
Former Detective Kimberly Underwood testified to the similarities between that lyric and the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr.
It was a rival between the YSL crew and the Inglewood Family Bloods crew. Donovan Thomas was an Inglewood Family Blood. When he was murdered, he was standing outside of his Tahoe.
She said other lyrics raise questions too.
We known to kill the biggest cats of all kitties.
Again, it reflected us back to the Donovan Thomas murder. He was a big person for the Inglewood family Bloods. He was a high-ranking member. When you rap about stuff that actually happened, we paid attention.
The judge notably said, they're not prosecuting your clients because of the songs they wrote. They're using the songs to prove other things your clients may have been involved in. I don't think it's an attack on free speech. All of this deliberation was before the trial actually started, and when it did start, a few things went viral, especially as Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele tried to find ways to justify some of the words and phrases.
All the respect I put up for Brian Steele went away as soon as I saw it fucking went to defend the except that shit is
and acronyms that Young Thug uses.
Thug meant and means to Jeffrey something very personal. It was his pact that if he could ever make it as a musical artist, he would be truly humble under God.
That shit is so crazy, boy.
That's what Thug means.
Along with this, his lawyer claimed that Pushin' P was just pushing positivity, and that YSL was
overly positive pals, boy.
Just named after Yves Saint Laurent, the fashion designer. As the trial went on, the list of defendants was reduced to just 6, with Young Thug still remaining as one of them. Around this time, Thug's team actually turned the table and decided to use Thug's music instead as part of his defense, playing the music video for his 2014 breakout hit Lifestyle. The whole reason they ended up playing this song was mainly because of the music video, which showed others wearing blood colors while Thug didn't have an ounce of red on. Regardless, the use of his lyrics in this trial was very controversial. In fact, it became such a massive topic of controversy that a nationwide movement backed by a bunch of big artists was started called Protect Black Art.
Attorneys' use of lyrics as evidence in court has come under scrutiny. Last year, dozens of record labels and more than 100 artists, including Alicia Keys, Coldplay, and Ice-T.
I will let this shit fire though. Everyone coming together to protect their shit. Yes, that's fire.
Signed a letter stating rap lyrics should not be used as evidence, noting prosecutors are using artists' creative expression against them.
Rap music is the only fictional form.
I say fucking Leonardo da Vinci gets arrested. You're not gonna use, but you painted, fucking painting against him, bro.
Form, musical or otherwise, that is targeted like this in the court.
Over the course of the trial, around 60 different bars were taken and used at some point, which honestly is pretty wild that all these prosecutors and the jury and everyone had to listen to all of this music. In the end, Thug was able to take
Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio, bro. I guess arrested. You're not gonna use the shit he did in Wolf of Wall Street to fucking use that in a trial, bro. Shit makes no sense.
A plea deal while pleading guilty to several counts that included possession of drugs and firearms and no contest to others like racketeering. As a result, he was sentenced to 15 years probation with no time in prison. So his lyrics definitely didn't help this case at all. And while this is technically much lighter than the initial charges and time he faced, the historic use of lyrics in the case will forever go down as a dangerous precedent. Not for Lil Durk though, as despite him and King Von routinely discussing
damn, I literally just asked, boy,
their music, they've also been able to get away with it.
Only heard he got arrested and I ain't heard nothing else, boy. No, wait, I think his trial is postponed to January 2026. Or is that Melius?
Lil Durk and King Von's situation is a little bit different, as they were both good friends, they both had a long criminal history, and they both talked about their crimes in their music throughout their careers. However, their songs haven't technically been used against them in court, but I'm willing to bet that there's a high likelihood that the feds have looked at some of their lyrics and it's kind of helped them piece things together. Like I said, Lil Durk and King Von have a pretty long criminal history, which has led to a bunch of run-ins with the law, many of which they have thoroughly described in detail throughout a bunch of their songs. From King Von, songs like Crazy Story and Took Her to the O were famous for including some pretty violent narrations of events which may or may not have gone down. During his criminal career, Von was narrowly acquitted in 2017 of a 2014 murder charge. Around this time, Lil Durk, who was friends with
Von's history is crazy, bro. You can check him going up to the mugshots, bro.
Signed him to his OTF label and encouraged him to start rapping about his stories from his life in the criminal world. Their musical collaborations led to a bunch of success, while their collabs outside of the studio may have resulted in the opposite. What really set King Von apart is that he would really blur the lines between a fictional story and reality. In his earlier mentioned song Crazy Story, Von vividly describes a first-person account of a violent robbery. Many of the details lined up eerily close to some real-life crimes which he was connected to later.
He got bricks plus his neck and icy, and it matches wrist. Now it's like 6. Told her hit his phone, meet him in the wig, but he ain't go. But he ain't that slow. Say meet him at the stove. It's just a known fact, like, you live in Parkway? Like they be making little memes about it on Instagram. Like a girl to my she come to Parkway. The man like, nah, I'm straight, I ain't coming over there, ooh, cause ain't nobody in their right mind for to come to Park. To the listeners, this ain't the story. Like I stopped telling the story, wham. Now I'm cause ain't nobody on Instagram. Like a girl to my she come to Parkway. The man like, nah, I'm straight, I ain't coming over there, ooh, cause ain't nobody in their right mind for to come to Park. To the listeners, this ain't the story. Like I stopped telling the story, wham. Now folks, and I see what's going on, ooh, I'm finna ride it.
And in Took Her to the O, Von gets even more descriptive, telling the tale of a revenge shooting, which again matched pretty close to real life events that went down.
If she ain't back out, then she gon' need a lipper. She left her phone, so I picked it up. This so slow as fuck. Now miss call, 3 of them for mom, the other 6 say duck. Alright, well, I pick her phone up. This what it say, shit. 9 miss calls.
Who the fuck talk, boy?
I picked her phone up, it's 9 miss calls. 3 of them for OG and shit, 3 of them for mama. The other 6 say duck. So this nigga been blowing that shit down. Alright, so right there, so the goofy nigga, he hop out, the one that was trying to act, remember he was trying to act tough. So the whole time he walk out, he chasing a hoe. So he see the hoe, he get to beating the hoe up and shit. You know you don't supposed to leave.
What?
You know, witness and shit. When you do some shit like that, you see what I'm saying? That's the rule number 1, no witness, you know? Now she right here, and you tell her, come on, get in the car. I broke the rules, cause this bitch a witness, plus I just popped out.
He even had a song called Beat That Body that was about how he beat a murder case that many fans theorized he was actually guilty of. On the song, he talks about how he beat it and was gonna go out and get some more. which is crazy. This near documentary level storytelling is what helped make Von a star, but it also caught the attention of authorities. Critics and even later prosecutors started to take notice on the overlap between his music and events going down in Chicago. YouTuber Traplore Ross made a 3.5-hour documentary about King Von, labeling him rap's first serial killer. And in that video, there's a 45-minute section where he compares lyrics to real-life incidents of—
Yo, this nigga Traplore Ross is so fucking... Boy, I guarantee you if this all wasn't in fucking UK and it was in America, he wouldn't be making any of the videos he'd be making. So it's a post, so this always living fucking, I don't know, fucking, he the king snitch, boy, I won't lie to you.
Notice on the overlap between his music and events going down in Chicago. YouTuber Traplore Ross made a 3.5-hour documentary about King Von, labeling him rap's first serial killer. And in that video, there's a 45-minute section where he compares lyrics to real-life incidents of gang violence, claiming that Von was vividly describing them in songs. On November 6th of 2020, King Von was shot and killed outside of an Atlanta nightclub during an altercation with members of another crew. This event tied both Von and Durk artistically and legally to a multitude of long-running feuds. But because Von was killed and there was never really a chance to prosecute him, he never actually went to prison for any violent crimes. However, it's widely believed in the rap community that King Von was guilty of a handful of murders and that he openly rapped about them on his songs. There's even this viral edit that I'm pretty sure was fake, but it was super viral because it seemed fairly realistic.
I mean, listen, you literally described the crime scene to a T. Jumped a tall gate, hit a hallway, ran to the 5th floor, now I'm in Green's Place.
Following his death, authorities and later indictments claimed that multiple retaliation murders came as a result, especially claiming that Durk and his crew orchestrated an attack in 2022 that ended with the death of Quando.
Don't want a Grammy. You won 4 Grammys. Which one was this for? But can you give me one?
What kind, boy?
All my life won a Grammy, bruh. For real, let's be so real, bruh. All my life, out of all the Durk songs, all my life. I won't lie, they were speaking real shit in the song though, so makes sense. The motherfucker, they said 4 Grammys. It's only one. Oh, has won 1 Grammy.
Rondo's cousin. The reason that
Probably
they're accusing
nominated
Durk
for
of being the one who ordered the hit for Quando Rondo, which actually ended up killing his cousin, is because someone from Quando's crew is responsible for the death of King Von. And because they talked about this stuff so openly in their music, it makes it a little bit easier for the police to piece everything together. After Durk was arrested, fans theorized that Durk's song Same Side was—
Damn, how many Grammys J. Cole got? Oh, damn. 2 Grammy wins, 17 nominations is crazy, boy. All my life. And a lot. That shit was a banger, bruh. Still a banger.
Was about the whole back and forth. At one point, they even added a soundbite of Quando crying out after the shooting. When it came to Durk's trial though, prosecutors repeatedly tried to use lyrics against Durk. The court specifically used lyrics to argue motive and intent, citing his song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy for the lyric, "Look on the news and see your son, you screaming no, no." The reason they tried to use this was because after the murder that took place, that's what Quando Rondo was crying out.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic.
But Durk's lawyers pushed back hard on this point, stating that the song was recorded months before the shooting took place. So Durk's defense decided to motion for the lyrics to be dismissed, using sworn statements from the song's producers, proving that it was recorded months before the 2022 killing. In the end, Durk was able to get the lyrics banned from being used. However, the trial was postponed for a few months, so it'll take some time before we can see how things shake out. As for Von, many believe if he was alive today, along with other evidence, his lyrics would have been used almost certainly to lock him up. Adding further on onto the list of times lyrics have been questionably used to imprison rap artists. If you like this video, you might like my video on musicians who have committed terrible crimes, as those people
the fuck is that?
were actually convicted of things, although they didn't always talk about it in their music. Other than that though, if you like...
Oh hell no, bruh. What? I don't know who the fuck any of these three people is, bruh. 9 months ago, I watched this shit. I don't know. Shout out to Mandy Balls, bruh. Fire video as always, bruh. You don't